Howdy, howdy, guys. It was a nice day today. And let me get the weather. I know it was supposed to go to 79. And the winds were not really windy. Yep, we had a high of 76 today. Oh, well. But the winds were kind of low. You see, it's just kind of breezy right now. It only got to 82 in the camper, but then I didn't turn on the laptop. So next week it's supposed to get hotter. But I do need to pull out my evap and work on it. So I have a way to be cool. I just want to think it out, make it to where I don't have to have this giant clunker thing in the middle of my camper. Like I could probably cool it off to the side or something. Howdy, Jeffries. How's your snow? Hi, Italian princess. How are you? We should have lots of colors as the sun goes after the sun goes down. It'll start coloring the sky. Yeah, I kind of cry when I see snow. I grew up in Pennsylvania. We had so many blizzards. I'm so happy to not have to be in snow anymore. Oh, what am I doing? I could be showing these comments on here. There we go. Is it? I'll be in the valley. Oh, if it gets too hot here, it'll be next week. But otherwise, I should be there the 15th. I think that's a Sunday. Well, you can get on the StreamYard with us and show us your sunset, Jeffrey. Oh, it was really pretty. Never mind. Since it's all dark there now. Somebody's driving past. I tried to put the camera up so that people wouldn't be. You are? When are you moving to Arizona? I moved to Arizona. We arrived in July, the hottest part of the year. I stepped out of the vehicle not realizing I hadn't hydrated well and fell straight to the ground. It was kind of funny to me. Yeah, I figured that when you said was. I should make some more coffee. I've got the water hot already. Tomorrow. Yeah, I got to start thinking about my patterns now that I'm not working. I need to get back into some schedules and stuff. And I've got sunrises and sunsets to do, some traveling to do, some painting with friends to do. I got gaming online to do. I have my game to get back to, which I'm not sure when I'll do it. I've just been tired. I got up, 10 o'clock yesterday Not yesterday morning, I worked the day before and still took 2 naps. Still a little bit tired, but I think I'll get caught up and be able to get energy back. I'm hoping. We can be neighbors, except you live in real houses and I live in a micro camper. My power comes from my battery bank. If it's not in the bank, I can't withdraw it. We could sing Beautiful Day in their neighborhood. That's funny. My dad knew Mr. Rogers. He would fly out of Pittsburgh. My dad was a pilot out of Pittsburgh, and Mr. Rogers flew out of Pittsburgh a bit. He had him sign our back of our pictures for us one time. And my siblings grew a beard and mustache on mine, of course. But yeah. I did buy a new hoodie. I wanted to buy it at the end of the season last year, and I forgot. So after my last day of work, I took the day's tip money, and I went down and got the jacket I've been wanting. I don't think it's going to last a really long time because it's t-shirt material, kind of like sewn together with cuts in it. It's like patchwork. Man. I ate some nuts and they're kind of stuck up my throat today. Oh, I can show the thing. Let's see. You'll just live in your vehicle. What kind of vehicle do you have? Here, I'll show my jacket. It's one of these kind. It's got the t-shirt material that's cut, sweatshirt material on it. Colorful. It kind of reminds me of coats of many colors. Oh, you couldn't see it because I have the sun and solar lamp. Silly me. All right, hold on. I'll pull it up. So it's one of these patchwork type with the t-shirt rip material kind of stuff. So it wouldn't go through the wash machine too many times before it were destroyed. So it's kind of a dressy, showy thing for me. Let's put the sun back in the highlight. There we go. So yeah, I spent $40 on that jacket. I feel better if it would have had a liner in it, but it doesn't. I suppose I could put one in if I wanted to do that kind of work. Or I'll just live with it like it is. It's ugly. To be my neighbor, you would have to travel around a lot because I don't sit in one. Well, courtside, I sit for a while, but the rest of the time I don't. Ford Edge. I don't know what a Ford Edge is, but it doesn't sound very big. Sounds like a slice of a pie kind of car. Although there are women out here living in those tiny, tiny, tiny cars. They just have their change of clothes and they're sleeping and their little cook stuff. And they just go pick up food more often or wash their clothes more often. They don't run as many gadgets as I like to, but so my Wii Boost arrived at the house. So when I go to Mesa, it will be there. I also got a nice holder for my cell phone in the truck. It doesn't have image stabilization. I'm hoping I will figure out before then how to stabilize my image and to stop the autofocus when I'm in StreamYard. It might be in settings that you get with a paid subscription. I don't know. But there's got to be a way to fix it. If I can't, I'll just get a GoPro. I'll be in the Phoenix Valley. It'd be easier to just go pick up one if I have to. Don't really want to. I'd rather get stuff done on the truck and get my storage situation in that truck bed figured out, because I can't stand digging through my bed of my truck to get into my cooler. I have a middle seat. I'm going to take the back off of it. If I do that, my cooler will fit in between the seats and back enough to where I can keep my drink holder. And then I could just drill a hole for the 12 volt and boom. I won't have to worry about my fridge. Medium-sized vehicle, all-wheel drive. That's not too bad. There's also lots of places like in Flag and up on Mingus that you can actually pitch a tent. Oh, there's Mona. Hey, Mona.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
Recovering.
Recovering?
Honey, I spent 6 days in the hospital sleeping in a chair.
Oh, that's right, with your mom.
Yeah. So I'm just, you don't sleep like that. Every time Mom would quit snoring, I'd wake up.
Yeah.
If she moved or whatever, I'd wake up. It's like,
I did that with my dad when he was in there.
So
I'm not a working woman anymore. Hallelujah. Oh my God. Do you know Arizona Snowman? No, I don't know Arizona Snowman. I'm glad I'm done working. That was hard. I don't think my adrenal glands are very happy at all. Go ahead.
I had the biggest fight with Mom. Mom's got compression fractures in her back, right?
Yeah.
And she just insists that she's going to use this 3-wheel walker.
Okay.
Now, Mom takes her 3-wheel walker and she hangs her heavy purse on it. She hangs her lunchbox on it. She puts her water bottle on it. Then she'll hang a couple of bags of Walmart food bags on it and push it up a 30% grade over grass and gravel and thinks that's okay for her back. We've been trying for 5 years to get Mom to give up that 3-wheel walker and go to an electric mobility chair. Nope, never gonna do that. Never gonna. Mom, I had to get pissy, okay? And I had finally, the doctor, they want to release her in a wheelchair. With a wheelchair, push me around wheelchair to begin with and then find us the electric chair we want and get it approved. Nope. I asked her, I said, Mom, what is it about you going into an electric mobility chair? What's the problem? She says, if I ever get in a wheelchair, my life will be over. I won't have no quality of life. I'll be an invalid if I use an electric mobility chair. I said, Mom, too late. Oh, your life is over, Mom. I saw you in Walmart in a wheelchair. So you already been in a wheelchair, so I guess your life is over. You're an invalid. And it wasn't really until we got her over at the rehab center, and I had Jessica go get her 3-wheel walker and all of her supplies. I said, when you bring the 3-wheel walker, bring her purse with her billfold in it, her lunchbox with something in it, and what she normally would hang on her 3-wheel chair. So when she delivered me the 3-wheel walker, I put everything on it that Mom carries on it and wheeled it into her room. And the nurse was sitting there, and I went, yep, she thinks it's okay to push a wheelbarrow up a 30% grade over grass and gravel with her back. And of course, the rehab person says, oh, no. I said, oh, yeah. Yeah, she convinced the doctor over there that she'd be okay with the 3-wheel walker. But she failed to tell him that she's going to push it up a 30% grade over grass and gravel. No smooth sidewalks. Mom's getting an electric chair. At rehab, they're going to teach her how to use a mobility chair. They're going to show her how to get in and out of it. And, I found her a chair that folds up. It weighs 55 pounds, but it'll climb a 35% grade over grass and gravel. She wants to go back to work. I explained to her, and she agrees. There ain't a single parking lot attendant at Silver Dollar City that wouldn't come over and get her chair out and open it for her every day. And she said, well, I know they would, but I just don't want to ask.
Yeah, it's hard to ask sometimes. I know.
And I said, Mom, how dare you deny a person the ability to give you a gift? If the gift is in the giving and the real reward comes from the giving or the act of kindness, how dare you deny people that right? I fought with her for 3 days. I've been fighting with her. Me and Terry have been fighting with her to give up that damn 3-wheel walker for 5 years now. The orthopedic surgeon, when he gave her her new knees, okay, did not want her to use that 3-wheel walker. But she insisted. And again, she didn't tell the doctor the terrain she has to use. Even when she parks her car at work, she's still going up a 20% grade for about 100 to 200 feet before she gets to her ticket booth. So I ended up pulling up a YouTube thing about what a compression fracture is. And she said, well, the doctor said I don't have any new compression fractures. I said, yeah, Mom. I said, you was diagnosed with 3 mild compression fractures back in 2017 when we tried to get you to give up the damn 3-wheel walker. I said, you still have 3 compression fractures, but now 2 of them are moderate and 1 is severe. No new ones.
Maybe she doesn't care about being in pain. Why did she go to the doctor about it then?
Oh, she was in so much pain. It was unreal. And I just Yeah, I told her, I said, she's, well, I just don't want to be a burden. I said, then get rid of the 3-wheel walker. I
There
said,
you
but
go.
that's okay. I said, you keep using the 3-wheel walker, Mama. And when your back finally busts and you're paralyzed out in the front yard, I'm going to leave your ass there.
Because then you won't be a burden if I don't have to lift you up. Too funny.
I finally broke down. I was so pissed. I just turned around. I said, Mom, here's the option. You can go into a electric mobility chair, or you can use your 3-wheel walker. I will do everything I can in my power to help you have all the freedom you deserve if you go into a mobility chair. Failure to go into the mobility chair, and I'm going to take your ass back to the house, and I'm going to drive out of the driveway, and I won't be back. I can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves.
Well, yeah, how are you supposed to help? Don't you use a chair?
That's what I told her. I told her, says, I guess I'm an invalid, Mom. I'm a total invalid. I use a chair. What am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to walk uphill. Ever. I said I kept trying to explain to her that the chair would actually give her more freedom. And she says, what do you mean? I said, Mom, when I get you home, I'm going to cook your dinner and I'm going to leave it in the kitchen. And I want you to take that 3-wheel walker over to the kitchen, get your dinner plate, and carry it back to the living room. Well, I can't carry food and use my 3-wheel walker. I said, point made. I said, but if you're in the chair, I can put your food on a tray and you can put that tray on your lap and drive right back up to the into the dining room. I said, you don't want to be a burden, Mom. That's okay. We'll do your laundry, and then you come into the laundry room, and I'll stack all your laundry on that 3-wheel walker, and you can go to the living room and fold it. Well, I can't carry laundry on my 3-wheel walker. I said, no, but you can carry laundry if you're in a mobility chair. I said, I was in a regular roll around wheelchair for over a year. And I still made dinner every night, fed all my kids, cleaned my house, dressed myself, everything from a chair. But I guess that made me an invalid, right? Oh, we just had Brad. She had some kind of infinity of holding on to that chair, that 3-wheel walker.
Yeah.
And then, we'd watch her from down at the house, at Terry's house. We'd watch her pull in with her car. She'd get out her walker, go back and open up the trunk, and she'd have all the stuff she normally carries on it, which is her purse, her lunchbox, her water bottle, her umbrella. Okay. And then she'd put a half a gallon of milk in a bag, a box of cereal, and a loaf of bread, and hanging on that chair. And then bend over real far so she had enough strength to push that 3-wheel walker up her 1 to 11, 11 to 1 ramp. Okay. And she didn't think that was hurting her back. I was so discombobbled and angry, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't rest. I got to a point where I got to go get a cigarette, and they'd already locked the door. So I had to walk a solid mile, one direction, to get to
That's
the
a noisy little car. Sorry.
Yeah, I had to walk a mile, one direction, to get to the emergency exit so I could go outside and smoke a cigarette. 1 mile, one direction. And then I had to walk that whole mile back. I did it because I had to have a cigarette after fighting with her, you know? I was just so angry. And she said, well, I'm just stubborn. I said, no, you're not. You're a prideful bitch. Nurse kind of looked at me, and I'm like, it's what it is. Pride goes before a fall. You're too proud to sit in a nice electric mobility chair. You'd rather push a wheelbarrow up a hill every day. I said, that's called pride goes before a fall, Mom. And that makes you a prideful bitch. She don't mind being called stubborn, but she doesn't like being called prideful. I had to find a word that would get to her, But she looked around at me when I got her into rehab, and I did that I come in with her walker all loaded the way she loads it, and her knowing that's not good on my back. It was seeing me do it. And she says, a person can change their mind. I said, have you changed your mind, Mom? Are you going to accept the electric mobility chair? Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I am. I was like, you could have, I just teared up and grabbed her and hugged her and thanked her. And so we parted ways because I'm not staying, she's in a private room and I got one-on-one care kind of more at the rehab center. It's not nursing, the doctor was like, well, we really need to put her in assisted living care. I said, no, you're not. I said, we need to get her in rehab. I need her to be able to transfer from the bed to a wheelchair, from a wheelchair to a porta potty. I need her to be able to transfer herself. I want her in rehab to regain the ability to transfer herself. And so that's why she's in rehab for the next 2 weeks. And the doctor says, well, at rehab, they're going to make her go to the gym for an hour 3 times a day. I said, she's only going to get therapy 3 times a day? I said, can't you make it 4? Well, your mama's old. I said, but you don't know my mama. I said, I went through therapy with her knees. We replaced both knees. And I said, the problem wasn't getting Mom to do her therapy. It was getting Mom to stop. When the therapist says we wanted to do 10 of these, 3 times a day, Mom wanted to do 30 of them at one time.
Yeah, you can cause a problem doing too much stuff.
Yeah, and I had more of a problem stopping her from overdoing than underdoing. Okay?
Right. Well, there's nothing stopping her from doing exercises on her own, except that some of them require equipment that she don't have.
Yeah. And it's like because of that wheelchair, she has seized her shoulders up. So she can only get her arms up like so far. And we tried to get her to let us raise the handles on the walker to force her to come up a little more. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. That hurts. So I have methods to help her get her arms back up, like this. I have some unconventional methods. She said, well, how are you going to do that? I said, well, put a piece of tape on the wall. And every time you go past that piece of tape, I expect you to reach up and touch it. So I think I'll put it there by the bathroom. So every time you go in the bathroom, you'll touch it with your right hand. When you come out of the bathroom, you're going to touch it with your left. I just want you to touch the piece of tape on the wall. The thing is I'll keep raising the tape. once you're able to comfortably reach the tape at one level, I'll raise it up a ½ inch. When you can comfortably reach that piece of tape, I'll raise it up another ½ inch. It may take us 6 months to get you up to here, but that's what it takes. But it takes you reaching for that piece of tape 20, 30 times a day. I said, I have methods. I said, it's just like the mobility chair we got in mind for you has a manual switch. You can switch it over to manual, raise the foot, put the feet up, put your feet down on the floor, and you can move this chair around with your feet. The whole damn chair only weighs 30 pounds. I says, I'm going to make you walk that chair around the house with moving your feet so I can keep your muscles in your legs good. Keep the circulation going. Stop any blood clots because you're keeping your legs moving. You think I'm going to let you just ride around the house all the time in that chair? I said, I got a chair that has wheelchair handles on the back, because there's going to be times I'm going to expect you to get up, go to the back of the chair and push it. Roll it, you know? So I've got all kinds of ways to help you, but I can't help you and fix you as long as you insist on pushing a wheelbarrow up a 35% grade. Anyway, I think I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish. Now it's a matter of picking out the chair. And the 30, oh yeah, beautiful. But I'm going to have to go to a 55-pound chair instead of a 30-pound chair, because the 30-pound chair will only do a 12% grade over grass. The 55-pound chair will do up to a 35% grade over grass or gravel. And I can't get her a chair like mine because she'd kill people. The one I have to have, it has to have, when you let go of the joystick, no matter where you're at, the minute you let go of the joystick, it comes to a stop. Whether you're on a hill or
like
not.
Like the grocery stores.
Yeah. But, my chair, you have to stop it with the brakes. It don't stop. It goes downhill at full speed, whatever gravity takes it downhill. So Mom would run over people because it operates like a motorcycle as far as going, So, and mine weighs 60 pounds, and it's also a trike. What I'm looking for her is a mobility chair, not a trike. So I found one. And it's FDA airplane approved and Medicare approved. So we can get it. But she's going to get it. Let me put it that way. And it's less than $1,000.
Good.
But if we can get, and I believe Medicare will pay for it, so it won't cost her nothing. So, and no, it doesn't have a lot of fancy stuff on it. That's why it's so lightweight. It's not all encased and all of that. A pretty basic lawn chair sitting on a motor,
That's a pretty view, man.
That is pretty. That pink is just pink, man.
I got me a Wii Boost and a holder for streaming on the road.
Really?
I don't know how to stabilize my video in StreamYard because I don't even know how to get it to stop autofocusing in StreamYard.
Huh.
But I'm going to give it a shot after I pick it up, but I won't get it until I go to Mesa. And I'm not scheduled to go to Mesa till the 15th, but the 14th is supposed to be like 100 degrees and the whole week's supposed to be like 90s.
Oh, wow.
So I might go to Mesa because in Mesa I can camp they have like a part that's covered with trees and things. So I get a little bit of coverage camping and yeah. I don't know, but I'll be indoors for a week getting the camper work done and the truck work done.
So
Funny
what kind of work you getting done on the truck?
all new. The tires all need replaced, and then I'm getting my spark plug wires finally replaced. I mean, they only take a minute, but he never got to it. Motor mount, and then I gotta figure out the storage in the truck bed because I'm sick of digging. Oh, and I want to get that back of the seat in the middle taken off so I could put my cooler there. That way I don't have to dig in my truck bed for it. It'll have a nice place to sit. It won't be in the passenger seat.
Doesn't your back seat just flip up? That is a flip up, or why do you have to remove it?
Back seat?
Oh, you said you was going to get something for your cooler. I thought you said you was
No, in the middle seat, I'm taking the back of it off. So the
Oh.
cooler can slide back and I can still use my drink holders.
Oh, okay.
I need them. And I'll probably have stuff on my passenger seat all the time, but at least I'll be able to clean it off to take somebody if I need to.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a mess. I can't. It would take planning to sit and move where I would stuff it all into the camper so I can go get somebody up. I hate doing that. Then you got to take stuff back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to pay attention to my steps because, you know, I'm limited on what I can do at any given time. And while I was up at the hospital, I started counting my steps to how many steps I could take before I had to stop.
Yeah, and you were taking too many just for a smoke.
Well, I only took 45 steps at a time.
Okay.
At 45, I grab the wall and stand still for, a minute, let my legs come back. Then I can take another 45 steps and stop. So it takes a while to walk a mile.
Mobility scooter in the hospital?
I didn't have it up there, and we kept thinking they were going to discharge her, so I didn't have anybody bring it to me. But I can tell you this, the next time Terry calls me that she sent Mom to Springfield to the hospital, I'm going to load my chair.
Yeah.
We're not doing that again.
You could quit smoking, Mona.
Well,
we want to talk about how you talked to your mom about her chair.
the whole time I was up there, 6 days, I smoked a pack and a half. But I didn't have to go a mile during the day. All I had to do was go down the elevator and the door was right there, okay? It was only 40 steps I had to take from the elevator to be outside in my car, okay? I could go sit in my car, and that was my solace. That was my way of getting away from Mom for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd get her lunch all fixed so that she could eat it, and then I'd leave. And I'd go out and sit in the car, smoke a cigarette, and try to clear my mind so I could go back in and work with her some more, But And yes, I would wish I could quit smoking. I have done the patches, I've done the gum, I've done the keeping my cigarettes out in the car, I've done all of that, and I'd have to go back on prescription medicine. And
Yeah.
I don't know if giving up cigarettes is worth that.
I quit when I was 26 because my kids were just crushing the pack right after I'd buy it. I'd get one or two and they'd crush it. And we didn't have money. And oh my God, for a year, I just wanted to kill everybody and everything because all I wanted was a cigarette for a
Yeah.
full year. And then finally it dissipated. And I noticed one day finally it was gone. But I
Yeah.
still smoked one once a year or something for a while there. And then I'm like, nah, I don't even want to try it now.
Yeah. Well, I've been smoking since I was 5 years old.
I started at 9.
And I'm
I'm a
6
late bloomer.
and I'm 68. So that's how many years I've been smoking. And I really, 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 really tried to quit. I worked very, very hard on quitting, but because of my bipolar and other stuff, I was going to have to go back on medicine, and I wasn't doing that.
You know what? They closed my case because I wasn't currently taking medicine. They closed my case. And I'm like, well, I thought I'd been waiting for them to get a counselor in touch with me before I started working because I was depressed. And she's like, nope, it doesn't say that in the records. It says you turned it down. And I'm like, what? And they had closed it. I was like on standby, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Holy cow. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I'm like if my only evil is cigarettes, at least it's not drugs. And what they want to put me on is drugs. And I'm not doing that. I'll smoke if that's what it takes.
I'm going to rest up because I notice on my days off, my adrenals aren't so bad. I can eat and stuff stays in me. But I'm hoping all that'll recover. The liver can recover. Kidneys can't, but liver can.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, is to spend a few weeks recovering, maybe a month. Then I'll be heading after Mesa. I'm going down to Tucson and meet some people down there and maybe wave a flag or two. There was a couple on the convoy I want to go down and meet again. And then I'm going to go to my Mingus Mountain, and then I'm heading north. And I don't know if I'll be able to go into Canada or not. Some people say you need a passport. Some that say you just need your real ID.
There have been people I've seen cross that just use their ID.
Yeah, we'll find out. And plus, I don't know if I might like go over and visit and check out Annie's place, but she's coming over to camp with me. But I don't know I don't know who else would even go make that trip to meet me over there to go over and cross. So I don't know how far I'd go in or anything at this point.
Well, play it by ear.
If I didn't have to worry about money or breaking down or anything, I would go all the way up to Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Alaska in the summer.
I've never driven that trip. That would be kind of fun, but I got to worry about breakdowns.
Yeah. Well, I prefer to go up to Vancouver, catch a cruise ship, go to Alaska that way.
Yeah, you're more of a tour type of person. Tours and amusement parks and
Not really. I do like cruise ships. Okay.
I've never been on one.
Oh God, if I would
I went deep sea fishing and got sick.
when I get my well, that's a different kind of boat, deep sea fishing. I got sick on a deep sea fishing boat one time, but cruising is a whole different ball game. I mean, you don't even feel that ship rock unless you happen to get into a storm, you know.
Yeah, it's like
You know,
staying in hotel rooms. You can't build campfires.
oh, this is true.
Can't go on nature hikes. Can't go fish. Well, you could go fishing. It's not the same, though. It's
Uh,
definitely not the same. That's the one thing I miss. I should get my fishing license. I should get an address here in Quartzsite when I'm out here next year and get a fishing license. You only have to be stable for 6 months.
yeah. I get to fish anywhere in the United States. I'm over 65 now without a fishing license.
Really? When I hit
Yeah.
6, oh, I only got 5 more years to go.
Yeah, and then you don't need a fishing license.
Oh, you do in Arizona. It depends on what state you're in.
No, I think that's national.
No, I think it's because no, I know in Arizona you got to have one, just like fishing and hunting too.
Yeah. I don't have to have a hunting license either in Missouri after you turn 65.
Hi, Mrs. T. Vic BC. I heard you guys do a trivia thing. Nice guy. Yep, Arizona, Quartzsite, Arizona. All the clouds
Boy,
are
that's a
disappearing.
blue sky.
I know the clouds are like disappearing. Wait, it'll get purple and down at the horizon, it'll get orange and then deep reds. And the contrast gets amazing. That's why the best part comes after the sun is down in Arizona.
Wow.
It's like the sunrise. It's all pretty until the sun actually comes up, and then you're like, oh, it's daytime.
Yeah.
It's like backwards. It's an hour hour and a half before the sun comes up. You get all the pretty colors.
Well, I'm looking to have a chat tomorrow. I plan on going live tomorrow, sometime between 3 and 5 here, depending on what's going on at the clubhouse because we have guests in the park. Okay.
Right.
So, but usually around between 3 and 5, there'll be nobody up at the clubhouse because all the visitors take off about that time to go to a dinner and a show, whatever. So they're not usually utilizing the clubhouse. Monday, I got my neighbor going to help me, and we're going to pack up all of this food finally out of this damn house and take it out to the farm because I have to take the porta potty out there. And I can't go to the farm without my truck and my chair. I'm not climbing no 35% grade. I'm not doing it.
You know, the colors in the sky kind of remind me of like the Africa sky.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Especially with the little bitty short trees or bushes you got there. It kind of looks like a savanna, maybe, with mountains off.
That's another place. There's 3 places I want to visit someday in my lifetime. One is, well, it was Venice because the waterways through the place, but I heard they dried up, so I don't know about that one anymore.
What, Venice?
Yeah.
No, Venice is underwater. That's the problem.
And then I want to be in the hottest place in the world. What is that? It's the desert in California. What is it?
Mojave?
Death Valley. I want to be in Death Valley in the hottest part ever, which won't be in my truck because I can't guarantee no breakdown. And then the other is Africa. Oh, and Australia. I would like to see Australia. I don't know how that would be a very short trip because it's very uncomfortable.
Well, when I win my VA case, right now they owe me a little over $200,000 in back pay because they have to pay me from the day I filed because I keep filing, you know. And my DVA man says, no. He says, you're on the board. It's just take it. I was on the fast track board under Trump, okay? And I was like maybe 2 months out of having my hearing when Biden came in and got rid of fast track. So I'm still waiting. But if I ever get my back pay from VA, I'm taking a world cruise. I'm going to get on a cruise for, I guess the world cruise is like a 6-month cruise. And it visits like 200 different ports of call. Because I want to go to places like, I want to go to Egypt, and I want us to go to Ireland, and I want to go to Vietnam, and I would like to see the Black Forest of Germany.
Venus is pretty bright. Sorry. Venus is poking through the clouds. I'm like, wow, that's pretty bright.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a 4-planet lineup this week.
What?
You're supposed to be able to see 4 planets in the night
sky.
Oh,
in a straight line. I thought you meant all lined up in one spot. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, that doesn't happen yet.
Yeah, there's 4 of them supposed to line up this week. Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and Pluto are all supposed to be visible with the naked eye in a straight line.
That'll be interesting. Look at them clouds getting a little red.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the rest of the night, and I just got up, but I'm going to turn around and go back to bed. My legs are just gone. They're my injections wore out 4 days ago. So my legs are starting to disappear on me again. My appointment, my pre-injection appointment is, I got an MRI on the 4th of my thoracic back so we can find out what's wrong. And I go in for my pre-injection appointment on the 7th. And then on the 13th or 14th, I go back in and they give me my injections back. And 24 hours later, I'll be able to walk without my legs disappearing on me. That's
pretty good. They tried that stuff on me and it was horrible because I have memory pain. So all I had was the memory pain from the injection.
Oh.
So it didn't do any good. Oh. It sucks when your brain won't cooperate with the rest. It's like,
yeah.
People look at me and like, you look healthy. I said, you don't understand.
Yeah. It's not what you can see, you know. Sometimes the disability is invisible.
It's a combination. My brain just locks. I'm surprised I was able to waitress, but I could only do it for a few months. I was really melting at the end here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I was counting the days, the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. It was horrible.
Oh no.
I am so glad it's over with. Mentally I love it. But physically, it's killing me.
Oh God, I would love to be able to wait tables, period. You know, but
I know it's so fun. There
I
was
can't.
one guy, he's like, I have a bottomless coffee. You probably just need to give me a coffee pot. And I said, well, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to make sure your cup don't empty. So here I am watching through the frosted glass window where the dishes get dropped off,
Yeah,
waiting for his cup to be half empty. And he
yeah.
saw me go towards the coffee party, started guzzling, and I'm coming through with the coffee pot on full speed trying to reach him. That was so fun. I did things like that. It was great. I just I just wish my body would not be so bad.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you my new hat. I went chasing in the wind and fell, and the guy come over to try to help me get up, and I said, "No, get my hat, my hat." The wind blew it off, and it was going off across the grass, and I took off to go get it, and the legs disappeared, and down I went. And all I was worried about was my new hat. See my new hat? See if I can get it in where you can see it, what it says.
Wait a second. Wait. The Sun Solo, remember? Hold on. I love my country, but I don't trust my government. Yep, true.
Yeah, I couldn't
I
let
don't
the
even
wind take
trust
that
the
hat away.
doctors.
Huh? Yeah.
I
I'd
said
like
I
to
can't
put
even trust the doctors.
Yeah, I'd like to put more on it, it says I don't trust my government, hospitals, doctors, lawyers, or teachers. A lot of people, one of the guys, one of the was visiting with somebody, some Amish folks that was at the hospital, and they was talking about my hat, and I said, yeah. They said, well, who do you trust? I said, I trust my maker.
Look at how the clouds lined up.
Yeah, you got some upper winds there.
I know, and they're turning red, and then we've got the orange under, and the sky's getting deep purple at the top. This is getting to be fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, well. All I know is I am very, very worn out.
Me too.
Gotta get my legs under me. I need something to do.
I took 2 naps. I took one this morning. Then I went to my friends and we watched the study and had lunch. And then I got really weak feeling, not even tired, just really weak. So I came back and took another nap. And then I'll be going to sleep on time. I think it'll take me a couple days of sleeping to get caught up, but I want to go down and see Eric before they take off because they'll probably be taking off real soon because it's getting hot.
Getting hot. Yeah, you said 90 degrees wind?
After the first, well, yeah, this coming week it's going to be going up. It'll get cold down into the 70s, and then like the 8th or so, it'll start hitting 90s, and by the 14th, it'll hit 100.
Oh shit! Not me.
So, but I'll work on my evap if it works well, and I get it. Find a way to set it up to where it's not in my way, then I'll be happy.
Set up what?
My evaporative cooler.
Oh, okay.
And I can only do that when I'm in my camper, living, being able to do something while I'm sitting there waiting for it to cool. So I'm going to get it done here and get it figured out before I go to Mesa.
Oh, okay.
Because right now the box sits in the middle of the floor and the fan blows in front of it. So I have to move it to get in and out and do anything. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
All right. I want to turn the camera a little bit because we're going to have some pretty colors showing up here. Hold on. Go ahead and talk.
I said I don't know what I was saying. I'm brain dead. I'm absolutely brain dead. I hate fighting with my mother. I really do. Especially when I know I'm right, and it's stubbornness. But she said several times, well, you're right. You're right. You know I'm right. Then why won't you concede? Well, she's only going to be in rehab for a week or two, and then she's coming home, and I'm going to have to go to the farm for at least a couple of weeks to help Terry with mom at first, getting her used to being on the farm in a chair. Uh, and I know in my heart of hearts that once she gets in that mobility chair and realizes how much freedom she actually has, pain free freedom, okay? Because she's not going
Yep.
to have the pain unless she's pushing the wheelbarrow. Oh, that she'll be happy. And then she will think about why didn't I do this a long time ago? I fought with her on getting her knees replaced. By the time I got her to give in to getting a knee replacement, the doctor said it was the worst knee he had ever worked on. She was like a quarter of an inch from having her top bone fall off of her bottom bone on her leg.
Ugh.
Destroyed everything. It was horrible. I was watching her walk. I was walking behind her one day at the city, and I'm watching her walk, and I'm going, "Mom, damn, you need new knees." Well, I don't know about that. No. Then I took her to Vet Week, and I introduced her to a guy that was 94 years old that had just got his knees replaced, and how he said, "Man, I wish I'd have known how easy it was to get it done. I'd have done it 30 years ago." And mom said, "Well, if a 95-year-old can get his knees done, I guess I can too." So we got one knee replaced 1 year during the uh, winter layoff, closed with all Silver City was closed, and we got that knee replaced. And then we turned around the following year and got the other knee replaced. So she's got good knees. She just has a compression fractures in her back, and they can mend, okay, to some degree, but they're never going to mend as long as she was pushing that wheelbarrow around. So, and I'm not going to get no injections. I took injections back in '76, and they only worked for about 2 weeks. And I'm like, Mom, the injections today are not the same as they were back in the '70s. I said, they got all kinds of cocktails for that now. I said, the one that we found that works for me is a steroid that is a foam, but you have to drink strong caffeine right after getting the injection to cause the foam to swell. Like, to swell up and fill the space.
That would be annoying. So don't you get shaky?
No, no, no. I drink a cup of coffee, have a Mountain Dew. Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant large amounts.
No, you got to have a high caffeine drink after the injection. One drink. Okay.
Well, making me drink coffee doesn't sound like torture.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they've got a machine at the clinic, and you can get espresso coffee. So I go down and get me an espresso coffee, and as soon as the injection is in on the way home, because I have to have a driver, so I'm not driving. On the way home, I drink my espresso coffee. I get home, I sit on my ice pack for 20 minutes every 2 hours, for about 6 hours, and it's done. And then the next day, oh God, I mean, it's like I just got a great lube job. I can actually walk. My joints wiggle, and I sciatic nerve doesn't short out and cause my legs to disappear. So I got Mom set up for an injection in her back on the 7th. I said, Mom, you're getting an injection. And I talked to the pain management doctor that's going to be taking her case. And I told him what she said. He says, oh my God, we got all kinds of different steroidal cocktails these days. He says, that's why I had him do a whole bunch of different blood work. I thought they was going to drain her of blood. They took so many blood tests. He says, I use those blood tests to figure out which cocktail is going to be best for her body. Because Mom has CLL, cancer. So there's only certain certain medications she can't take because she's on chemo pills.
Right. I
And
had chemo before. There was a bunch of stuff I couldn't take.
yeah. And I said, Mom, this first injection may or may not work. It may work for 2 weeks and wear off. It may work for 6 months. My injection works exactly 10 weeks, like clockwork. And my insurance won't pay for the injections any sooner than 12 weeks. So for this 2 weeks, my legs disappear. You'd be walking along and suddenly a genie blinks and they're gone. But I explain it like a flickering light. I'll get that light flicker just before the lights go out. I'll feel that little twinge that they're going to go. And I have a choice at that moment. I got a choice. I can sit down or fall down. And of course, once my legs disappear, it takes me stopping, sitting down or just stopping and waiting. And it takes about 30 to 60 seconds for my legs to reappear. I mean, I know they're there. I can stand on them. But if I take a step, they won't take a step. I'll fall down. They don't work. And I deal with that every 10 weeks. I know that I'm going to go through 2 weeks of not being able to do anything. Even driving is iffy.
Yeah.
So
because you got to push pressure down on your. Yep.
Yeah. So, and as long as I haven't been walking, I just go from the house to the car, I'm okay. But if I was to go in the grocery store and not get a chair, walk the grocery store, I wouldn't be able to drive home. So I'm wonderful. I have neighbors that will drive me during this 2-week period. If I got to go somewhere, they'll take me. Except I'm going to have to drive that truck to the farm Monday. I don't have any choice. I've got help for Monday. And I've got probably 400 pounds of food to get out of this house. And she's willing to carry it out. Oh, legs. So, the sky's about to turn really pretty.
Yeah, it is. It's dark, and deep orange.
Yeah, I like the way it kind of curves, like the curve of the earth there. It curves around.
Yep. It kind of makes me think of the Bethlehem pictures on
Yeah,
cars
yeah.
because of that one star, the Venus star there.
Nice.
And it's nicely silhouetted so nobody's getting real exposure. Nice.
Looks good, honey.
I like it. I can't wait to start getting streams from all the places I go and the people I see, and I hope to paint with each person live on stream that I go visit.
Wow.
It'll be
The last night I was at the hospital in the chair sleeping, I had got over against the button that makes the chair flow down right on my sciatic nerve, I guess, against the arm of the chair, kind of, that fetal position. And I
Yeah.
woke up and I had no legs. No legs. I couldn't get out of the chair. And I didn't want to wake mom up. And I couldn't reach the button to call somebody. I needed to get up. If I didn't get up, I wasn't going to ever get up. I had to get out of that chair. It must have been. And I get out, I kind of roll over the arm of the chair and get my legs under me, but they still weren't working. My right leg was literally, I'd go to take a step and it wasn't there. And I was falling, basically halfway falling. And mom woke up and I said, I got to go to the car. I have to get to the car. And the doors were open, by that time, the doors downstairs were open for me to get out to my car. And she says, Moni, you don't need to be walking. I said, I've got to get to my car. I had to get to my car because the only thing that was going to help is this. And I can't take this medicine in the hospital. I had to get to my car. And I made it barely, but I made it to my car and loaded my bowl and sat there and took a couple of hits and waited a little bit. And my legs all came back. And when I come back in, I was walking just fine, no problem. And mom says, well, you need to bring your I said, Mom, I had to go to the car to get my medicine. She says, well, you ought to bring your medicine in the hospital and take it in there. I said, Mama, it ain't pills. I said, the medicine I needed, I can't do in this hospital. And mom went, oh. I said, yeah, it's a different formula. I have one that goes to bed with, but I needed, and it works, it worked really well, but I had to get to it. I could get to my weed, take 2 hits, my legs will return.
Do you see green to the
Yes.
right?
Yes,
oh, that is really
it's
cool.
Really, yeah, I see the green. Yes, very much so.
I think it's because there's light coming out of my camper. That's closer to the side by my camper door. I don't know. Let me see if I cover the door up. Where the heck is it? There it is. Or I've got blue lights under the camper too, so it can't be lights coming from in here because I don't
think so. I think it's the sky.
Well, I have some pretty bright blue lights underneath my camper, but I'm not seeing it when I look out there. That's why I'm like, how can it be the sky?
Oh,
I don't see any green. Strange. The angle, maybe just darkness moving in and it just not picking up in the other color.
Huh.
I don't know. I'm surprised at how much that lens is picking up. That Venus star is almost above me.
It's not picking up the star here. I can't see it at all.
Oh, to the left. That light in the sky.
Oh, okay. Now I see it.
That is Venus.
Okay.
I thought it was a reflection off my camera, and then the clouds went over it, and I'm like, oh no, that is Venus. So I look out. I'm like back at my computer watching it like you guys are. I'm not even watching it out there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just, I'm a little, I can't believe I'm so tired, but because I slept every night, you know. Let me put it this way. I got prone every night. You know, I got the chair that was in her room is one of those that lays all the way back.
Right.
You know, so it was comfortable to that point until I got wedged in there just at the right or the wrong position. It was the weirdest feeling to wake up and only have a torso and arms.
Yeah.
But
okay, it's not above me. That star's not above me, but it's like halfway between the ground and above me, which is still pretty good coverage for a $25 camera.
Yeah, I guess so.
It covers more than my other cameras did.
Well, I'm going to find out tomorrow whether this phone that I got, if I can, it doesn't have data on it, but I'm going to find out if I can live stream just by hooking it to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you can.
I can? I can do that without data?
Yes.
Well, shit.
That's what I'm streaming with now. I don't have any service on that phone at all. It's coming off my mobile hotspot that I went and purchased. So it's using Wi-Fi, and so is the computer.
Oh, well, shit. I've been waiting for me to be able to switch it over to my Q-Link so I could have data before I could live stream off of it.
And you get a phone number with a mobile hotspot. If you wanted to do Wi-Fi calling, you would actually have a phone number for Wi-Fi calling. But I decided to keep my phone until I can find an Obama phone stand that's not an insurance one. and then I won't have to pay for my phone anymore either. But my hotspot will be $100. I'll only save $30 by not having my phone anymore.
Oh.
But then they'll give me data too, so I don't know. But I really like. I'd rather get something that's gonna take half the charge off my hotspot instead of just giving me a phone with data.
Yeah, I'll see.
You get a phone for phone calls, and you can get the other program for your data.
Now, see, with my Q-Link, I got to wait till next month. And then I can switch this straight track phone service over to my Q-Link service. And on my Q-Link, I get unlimited talk, text, and data.
Right. Do you have 4G or 4G Lite?
Actually, it's 4G. It's 4G now, but as soon as they turn on the 5G tower, it'll be a 5G phone.
Oh, it has capabilities? Because that phone I got doesn't have any capabilities above 4G. That's why I can't. That's why it's not worth paying the other month of service on it to activate it on something else, because I need light at minimum, not 4G.
Yeah. Well, see, my ZTE that gets so hot, that's presently on the Q-Link service.
Yep.
It's actually only a 3G phone trying to run off of a 4G service.
Yeah.
Doesn't
That's
work.
free phones. I know. That's why I'm like, maybe the Savannah phone thing won't work out for streaming. So that's why I went and just did the hotspot. I'm like, I'll just get the phone for phone service, and
Yeah, this is my new phone here.
I think they give you what, $30 towards data if you
Well,
wanted
no,
internet.
no, I get absolutely free,
Well, that
unlimited talk, text, and data.
I mean, if it doesn't come with the phone, the program gives you like $30 worth of internet.
Mm.
That's what I
No,
got to get for my hotspot.
yeah. Well, they'll let me transfer this phone, okay, and my phone number, everything that's on the ZTE. I already got the chip. It's just that TrackPhone won't unlock the phone for,
Until you've had your 2 months of service with them.
yeah. So I just bought unlimited talk and text on that phone, $15, a month for 2 months. Or I could get them to unlock it for $300. Well, hell no, I'll use 2 months worth of service and spend $30 and then transfer it. So that's what I've been waiting on.
That's what I was going to do till I discovered it didn't have what I needed for it to transfer, so it became a waste for me. Except it's a good camera.
Yeah. Well, they've already sent me Q-Link. They were going to go ahead and transfer it, so they already sent me the 5G chip from Q-Link to put in it. But I've got, like I said, I got to wait. Then I'll put that chip in it and I'll do all the bullshit.
That phone's got to be capable of 5G, or 5G chip is going to not help you at all.
Oh, it's a Galaxy 23 or something like that. It's
A023, same thing I got. It won't run anything over 4G.
Oh, the thing is, it's brand new and it says 5G on the box.
Yeah, mine did too, but when I run it, it won't run anything past 4G.
Well, right now we don't have 5G towers here. They haven't turned them on.
But I run light on my phone and on my mobile hotspot, and I'm able to do things. I need 4G light, not 4G.
Yeah. Yeah, my ZTE is trying to run off of 4G light right now. That's why it gets so hot, because it's a 2G or 3G ZTE phone. It's not good. I have a 20-minute conversation on that phone with my sister, and I had to say, I got to let you go because the phone got too hot to hold on to.
Okay, I got to end the live. It's dark. And I'm using up StreamYard hours. So I'm thinking of streaming in the morning.
Okay, honey. If I'm up in time, I will.
If I'm up in time, I'll do it too.
Okay. I love you. Good night. Thank you for the wonderful sunset. It was beautiful.
Night. Thanks, whoever tuned in.